Welcome to In the Village with Anselm on the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. Coming to you every Monday through Friday, but this is Saturday and we have a special program lined up for you this evening. Tonight we have with us in the Village with Anselm on the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience, the Irvington 2014 Rescue Team. We have 4 candidates here with us tonight. We have Jean Etchison, who's running for the mayor. We have Jude Diron-Saray, and we have Valerie Prasad, as well as Al Tariq Shabazz. And tonight, we're bringing you a special In the Village with Anselm on the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience with the candidates from Irvington. As I've told you in the past, ladies and gentlemen, this is not just the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience, but I believe that Irvington is of very importance to South Orange and Maplewood. So tonight we have with us the candidates who are running for that upcoming election there in Irvington. We're going to start with the person who's running for mayor, and his name is Jean Etchison. Jean, can you introduce yourself to the people of South Orange and Maplewood, and as well as Irvington and all those other people who have tuned in to the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience? Jean?
In the village of South Orange. I hail from Irvington, New Jersey. My name is Jean Etchison, and I'm running for mayor. My ballot number is 6A, and I'm running with a dynamic team of one dynamic young lady who happens to be an attorney and also a minister. I'm also running with a gentleman who happens to be a banker and also a teacher. Another individual who happens to be a social worker.
And next up, we have Jude Diron-Saray. He's running for council at large. Jude, introduce yourself to the people of South Orange and Maplewood, as well as all those listeners out there in Irvington.
I would like to thank you for the opportunity. As you said, my name is Jude Diron-Saray, running for council at large with Etchison team, the restoration team. I consider myself as a lifetime public servant and change agent in Irvington. Briefly, I have an associate degree in media management. I'm also have a BA in communications, pursuing a master in public administration, and currently working as a banker. In the past, I've been teaching and also work in the capacity of a social worker, youth advocate, financial consultant, and state program supervisor. And in my spare time, I created a Children's Kingdom pageant scholarship fund, recruiting talented youth, especially in Irvington, and also I'm involved in media and TV production as well, and that's basically what I've been doing for the past few years. And I think definitely I want to see change in Irvington. That's one of the reasons I'm running for council.
And next we have Valerie Prasad. She's also running for council at large, and she's on line 14B. Jude is on 9B. Jean Etchison, who's running for mayor, is on 6A. Valerie? Welcome to In the Village with Anselm and the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having us here. My name is Valerie Prasad, and I am running for council at large in Irvington, New Jersey. I am a professor at Rutgers University, Monmouth University. I'm a mental health therapist, which means that I work with children with various mental health issues, and I'm on various programs in the Township of Irvington, the NAACP, the Chamber of Commerce. I'm a business owner, I'm a mom, and a wife. And I think what I bring to the table is I bring my legal experience, my social services experience, and my academia experience to the council.
No, thank you so much, Valerie. Now, we're going to start with, when you have these type of program, I guess you always have to start with the guy, who's running for the top of the office, I should say. And Jean Etchison, that's you. Jean is the guy who's actually running for mayor. And Jean, when we look at some of the things that you stand for, you talk about police protection and safe street for residents of Irvington. Expand a little more about what exactly you stand for as far as safe streets and for the residents of Irvington.
Okay, if I may, let me back up a little bit. I served in the United States Marine Corps, and I was honorably discharged. I've also have a Bachelor of Science degree in criminal justice. I'm a member of the Greater Cornerstone Baptist Church, 23-year veteran of the Newark Police Department. I'm a homeowner of Irvington for over 21 years. Married, father of 4, happily married, father of 4. And I'm actively a Mason, a Prince Hall Mason in Trinity Lodge, and an active Shriner in God Kind of Temple number 24. Past president of every black cop in the city of Newark, called the Bronze Shields Incorporated. Been around for over 50 years. And active member of Groove Fi Groove Social Fellowship Incorporated. Now,
wait. You said Groove Fi Groove?
Groove Fi Groove Social
I mean, I'm an alpha here.
I pay homage to the first black fraternity organization. We're a social fellowship. We came about, as you know, in 1962. But, I pay homage. I'm honored to be in the presence of an individual who was in Dr. Martin Luther King's fraternity. So I thank you for having us on this show.
That was just an aside, Gene. Okay, you continue, Gene.
Okay, one of the things I plan on doing, you asked me what I stand for when it comes to crime and how to clean up. I think the 3 main points that we should focus on in Irvington, and which I'm looking to focus on along with my running mates, is to try to straighten out the crime rate, clean up the streets, and bring businesses back or keep them here so we can stabilize our tax roll. Irvington, you want to have a community that people would desire to come, especially young couples, that will want to move in like I did 21 years ago with my family and raise my family there. The school system had went down. The quality of life has went down. Services have went down. Taxes have went up. What we want to do is bring back the quality of life. We want to bring back the neighborhoods that were once in the city. All we have now are hoods. We want to bring back the neighborhood. And one of the best ways to do so is to be real strong and on crime and to enforce the current ordinances that are not being enforced. You have good ordinances on the books, but they're not being enforced. And that's one of the main things that we want to concentrate on first.
Now, I wanna create a little diversity here because there is, Gene, there is you, there's Jude, and then there's Valerie. So I want to put Valerie in the middle. I don't want to take the 2 males at first, and leave Valerie for last. So of course, we want to try to make sure we create a little diversity here, Valerie. Now, Valerie, you are an 18-year resident of Irvington. You're a property owner. You're a business owner. You're a mother and wife. You're a professor. You seem to be everything that you have in Irvington. Talk a little bit about the things that you feel Irvington needs in order to move forward in a different direction. Just talk a little bit about that as far as you are concerned and your team is concerned.
Yes. I agree with Gene that, we need to pay a lot of attention to crime. That's his area of expertise. But if you're asking me for my area of expertise, which is social services, we need to do some healing with the people in the town. They're angry, they're hurt, they're upset. They don't want to have anything to do with the current administration. Come May 14th, we need to start building the block associations so that they feel they have a voice in the government, and maybe just hold a big old party to let them know that we want to hear what's bothering them. For so many years, people haven't been asking them, what's bothering them. They've just been, throwing things out there and then, letting them decide whether they're going to agree with it or not. No one is really giving them a voice. So for me, I think we need to heal the people first. And then after that, we definitely need to address the crime rate, because nobody's going to want to move into a town where they can get carjacked, where somebody can break in their house, break into their property, get shot. There's so many things that need to be done in Irvington, but we need to prioritize it. And so that's for me, is to heal the people, to get the people to come together, and then work on the crime issue, and then everything else falls down after that.
Now, the next person is Jude Duransare. And Jude, we know that there is a significant immigration population in Irvington. And it's so important sometimes for you to have a diverse representation on a township committee, so you can bring some sort of diversity so they can understand the differences, the cultural differences, the different languages. Talk a little bit about the differences you think you can make if you guys are elected in Irvington.
I would like to thank you for the question. Yes, I'm from a diverse culture. I'm originally from Haiti. And as you may know, and the audience may know, in Irvington, we have about 30 to 45% of the population are from Haiti. And the Haitian population has, for many years, been left out in Irvington. And that's one of the reasons I'm joining this team, because this team is giving opportunity to immigrants, to another culture, and, of course, to other people living in town to be part of the table, to be part of decision-making.
Right. But, Jude, I don't mean to cut you. It's not just this team. This is the rescue team.
Oh, yes, it's the rescue team, it's the restoration team, it's the right team for Irvington.
You need to talk about the rescue team, because this is important. If you're going you got to make sure you tell the people that, listen, your team is serious about rescuing Irvington and to make a difference in Irvington. Continue, Jude.
Definitely, and that's why I believe that this is the right team, and that's one of the reasons I'm part of this team, because as Ms. Perso and Jean Etchison mentioned earlier, we need to secure Irvington. Safety is issue number one, and we cannot do anything else. We can talk about economic development, we can talk about job, we can talk about recreation, we can talk about education and everything else, but if there is no safety in town, so who's going to be investing in the same town? And people are leaving town, businessmen are leaving town to go somewhere else. And I believe this is the right team to take over Irvington and put it in the right place before we could do everything else. And that's one of the reasons I'm part of these teams. And I believe that everybody listening tonight, and especially voters in Irvington, they know that this is the right team for Irvington at this particular time.
Now, I'm going to raise this question here, is that this is the South Orange Mayport Online Radio Experience. However, I believe that Irvington is right next door to Mayport and South Orange, and it's very important. But during the snowstorm, and this is a question for all three candidates, during the snowstorm, when I traveled through Irvington, the streets were unplowed. And the streets of Mayport and South Orange were plowed, but the streets of Irvington were unplowed. And the only thing you can know is that when the cars go down the streets, the middle of the street there was snow with ice, but there was two parts where the tires go where there was no snow. And I find that to be very problematic, even though that I live in Maplewood. I think it's so important for these communities to also understand, and for whoever is the mayor, Mayor Wayne Smith, for Mayor Wayne Smith to understand, you cannot have something happening in Irvington, right? And you look at Maplewood and something different, because we are neighbors. The things that are happening over in Irvington could easily move over to South Orange and Maplewood. So talk a little bit about that. I was concerned that the streets were not plowed, and I think that's so important. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I don't know which one of us
Gene,
is going
to
let the Mr. Mayor address the issue.
All right. I agree with you. As you know, also, I'm currently a Newark police officer, and our streets were plowed. We had sanitation or our trucks plowed the streets openly. Unfortunately for Irvington, we don't have sanitation or plow. We have outside companies that do so. Oh, okay. And as a result, we cannot get our streets plowed the way they should be plowed. On top of that, I don't believe that there was any type of, how can you say, coordinated effort, I would say, to an emergency plan. OEM was not in effect. Mm-hmm. We did not have an Office of Emergency Management that was in effect. In fact, the current mayor, holds the position of Director of
Department of
Public Works.
Yeah.
So I guess it was overwhelming for him that he couldn't get that together to have the streets plowed, because many of our streets were not plowed. People were stuck for days inside. Mm-hmm. Some people during medical emergencies could not get ambulance care or get to the hospitals, and as a result, it caused tragedy. In my administration, I'm going to solve that problem by hopefully bringing back efforts where, like you stated, we're a community that's bordered by Maplewood and South Orange. If we have to share services such as South Orange and Maplewood, then I think that would be something that we would need to look after. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't hurt at all. As far as services shared with plowing, services shared with police protection,